Yo people, LSM here. It's time to talk about Mikoto Alter. She's evil, she's strong, she's in a SwimSuit? So, SwimSuit Mikoto. Anyway, this time we'll be talking about Mikoto alternative character, her SwimSuit version. And first of all, how do you obtain her? If you go here on gacha, you go as probably you can see everyone that you can pull, and you see that SwimSuit Mikoto is not here. She is not in the pool. You can't pull her from gacha. She is also not a limited character. So how do you get her? You get her from the shop in Encounter with Void Expedition coins. You can go here and buy her. You can buy her tickets, 120 for each. You need 99, and you can buy her. So first, let me do the math of how much do you need to buy her. So you have the price and the amount. You need 11,880 Void Expedition coins to buy her. But that's not everything. You see, if you go a little more, she also have her Awaken tokens here. So you can Awaken 5 her from the shop farming. This is important because they introduced an event that's permanent called Exclusive Memory. And if you go to Character Awakening, you can get 1 soul for your first Awaken 3 character and 1 soul for your first Awaken 5. Let's see here, first Awaken 5. So farming here, you can get 2 souls to use anywhere. So for those who don't know, Void Expedition is here, and the highest level is level 8, and you get 268 coins for each run on level 8. So to get everything from her, you will need, let's see, we have the first soul, we have the second and the third soul. Did the score got deleted? Yep, it did. So let's sum this one here too. Okay. And we have the 4th and 5th soul. I think it's missing something. No, it's not. Okay. So we need 43,630 Void Expedition coins. So how many do we get? At Void Expedition 8 we get 268 coins for each run. We can do 2 runs each reset, and there are 2 resets in the read, so we have this multiply for 4. So we can get 1072 Void Expedition coins on 1 week. So let's pick the total and divide by the amount we can get in 1 week. And we need 4 weeks and a little more to get SwimSuit Mikoto Awaken 5 from 0 on Void Expedition max level. So it's quite a grind, it's almost a full year. So let's see if she is good and worth your grind. Well, worth a grind she sure is, because we don't have much to buy here. You can get S rank Alicia and SS Ryuki and some Awaken for the characters. But the important part is that you get your ticket and fragments every week, and what you want from here, you use your leftovers. So SwimSuit Mikoto, let's go for her. She is supposed to be area damage, just like normal Mikoto, and let's talk about her exclusive talent. So her exclusive talent is called Electromagnetic Dominator, and for each stack of Iron Sand, that's her bleed, her gimmick, she gets more crit rate. So at this level she gets 2.48, and you can roll, enemies can roll 5 stacks, so you multiply it for 5 to get her final crit rate. At level 100 you can get up to 17.5% crit rate, almost 20%. It's not bad. Like, crit rate exclusive talents aren't that good because you want more damage, but it's better than the crit rate talent generic. That one can reach only to 10%, this can go to 11. Still, not the greatest, but could be worse. So to talk about her stats, Mikoto SwimSuit have a good stats. She have a little less attack than her normal version. The max you can go is 2000. She have 1978, very good number. She can do some damage, not bad at all. So let's talk about her skills now. Skill number 1, area bleed. 0 skill points, bleed area. So here starts her gimmick of Iron Sand. Every attack that she has will give enemy a random amount of Iron Sand. So first of all, 48 attack power. This is not great number for a 0 skill point skill, because everyone that doesn't have a gimmick have better damage than her. So if you do the math, you will see that she have 97 percent damage at max level, which is very low because 0 skill points have 160, as you can see from, let's pick Miyuki here. Where is she? Miyuki. They have 0 skill points, standard value is 162, and SwimSuit Mikoto have 97%. It's not a good number, so you don't want to use her skill 1. So about her Iron Sand, skill 1 can inflict 1 or 2 stacks, and each stack do a fixed amount of 4.80% damage of her attack. So at 5 stacks it gets to 24% bleed damage, and they last for 2 turns. Okay, not bad at all. Sorry, it's very bad. So let's see her skill in action. Low numbers and inflict bleed. So I didn't got lucky, everyone got only 1 stack of bleed, and it starts very low and it can get up to 5. Low damage also because of her multiplier, less than 100%. It does less damage than a 0 skill point single target skill on level 1. That's how bad that skill is. Now for skill number 2, we have a 3 skill point area bleed with 203 and 101 attack. If you do the math, you see that this is the same damage value of normal Mikoto skill 2. They have the same skill, the only difference is the bleed, and it have a typo here. This skill is saying things wrong, because it says only 1 to 2 stacks of Iron Sand will be applied. This is a lie. It can go to 2 to 4. 2 or 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can get 2, you can get 3, with if you get lucky, so you can get 5 stacks in 2 turns, getting 3 and 3 or 3 2. But if you get unlucky, you get 2 2 and need to use this one more time to get all 5 stacks. So it's a average bleed multipliers here, and it's a typo here where it should be 2, 3 or 4 stacks. So let's see it in action. Let's go. I like her skill animation. I think it's very cool. It's not like other Mikoto variants where they use the same animation as Mikoto main. This animation is unique for her, which is very cool. I appreciate this kind of works where even if the character is a variation of someone, they don't use the same animation. They have other attacks. So as we can see here, we didn't got that lucky. We got 3 stacks here. We got 2 here, and we get 3 here. We didn't got any 4, but as you can see, just like I said before, the skill have a typo. Says that you can get only 1 or 2, but we got 3. 2 times we got 3, and 2 is the lowest you can get with skill 2. So don't mind the typo here. I already reported to the game, but it's still here. Maybe one day they will change the text. I hope so. Still, 2 to 5 stacks of iron sand. Now for her Climax skill. It's a 8 Climax point area damage, and it have 2 effects and 1 demerit. So it starts at 712.8 attack, which is very low. If you look at Kirito main, let's find him here. Kirito boy have the standard skill, and at level 10 he already have more damage than here. It gets to 800, I think, yeah, near that. So Mikoto have a weaker version of 8 Climax point because she have a gimmick. So if we continue reading, we'll see that for each stack of iron sand, this skill damage will be increased by 4%. So if we do the math for her, we can see that her skill can reach 855 damage, and this number is higher than normal 8 Climax point. So if you use all 5 stacks, if you use 4 stacks, she already have better damage. So at 4 stacks she have better damage than a normal 8 Climax point area, and at 5 she have even better damage. So another effect she has is that she detonates the iron sand, bleed explosion and all, for 100% bleed effect. This is a very low amount of damage. Like if you have 11,000 attack, this is 3,000 maybe, yeah, 3,000 extra damage is something, but don't expect this to do wonders. It's a very small number. And for the merit, after using her Climax skill, she gets a Climax cost increase. It will be 9 Climax point instead of 8. So let me show you how it does. So I'm here on round 5 to show her Climax. Enemies don't have any iron sand. What she have is Indra Awakens 4. I picked it because of the extra crit rate to try a full crit, so let's see. Yeah, just pay attention to 6,700. 6,700. Something very fast to complement before. I got 4 stacks on one skill, as I said that skill 2 could do. So just to remind that it is possible to get 4 stacks. Okay, so now that the enemy have iron sand, I can show the extra damage that the Climax skill have. please go away. And I can also show this damage bleed explosion. As you can see, the enemy will take 3225 of bleed damage. So when I press the Climax skill, pay attention to above their heads. They will lose this amount of life, they'll take this amount of damage because of blade explosion. Yeah, very hard to see, but it was the red number. They lost this amount. Sadly, the front enemy didn't crit, so let me try again. So let's try again against the front enemy. Remember, 6700. One thing I forgot to say before is that her Climax skill will refresh blade duration. So it's 1, after Climax it will be 2. So let's see if we can crit front. 6700. Yeah, we did 8000 now. So it was 6700 before, now 8000 for each reach. So very strong for 8 Climax point costs. About her cross skills, she only have 2, and let's talk about Kino Cross first. So it's a 4 skill point and says here damage, but this is wrong. It should be here attack down, not here damage. So it only does 128 of physical and 28 of arcane damage to here. This is half the damage of a 4 skill point skill. And what is the buff she gets for giving half the damage of the skill? Damage reduction of 40%. This is good. Yeah, you could count it's a good debuff, but as I said many times, enemies don't do damage to you, so you don't need to debuff their attack. So this is actually a very weak skill. You're buying 4 skill point for half the damage that you're supposed to do with this skill. It's very bad, don't use it. So the skill, it's have a good animation, but the skill itself is very bad. Attack down is useless. You'll never reach a point where you need the debuff the enemy to win. They do so little damage that healing would be more effective than debuffing their damage. Also, it only lasts 1 turn for 4 skill point. Not good, don't use this skill. Now for Miyuki Cross skill, it's almost the standard 4 skill point. It's a little lower. Instead of 285, you get 265 instead, so it's 20% less multiplier. And for that, what you get is that she applies Iron Sand, 2 stacks. This is a typo, it always will be 2 stacks, but this skill have a typo, and if you look here, it says that each stack increasing damage. This is basically saying that this skill is frailing the enemy by 4.8% for each stack. It's a type mistake. This is her standard Iron Sand thing. It was supposed to be wrote this, but instead they have the frail text here. So another type of for to report. I already did, but it's still in the game. So who knows? One day maybe they will patch this away. So let's see the skill in action. I like the skill animation. Teamwork at its finest. Teamwork at its finest. Now for her Awakens. We can farm her Awakens. So for Awaken number 1, skill 2 have chance to inflict more chance to get to 4 iron sand stacks. So if you have 1, you are more likely to get 3 or 4 stacks instead of 2. Or skill 3 is one of the worst awaken tree you can find in a character. The detonate damage is increased to 106%. For those who doesn't remember, the detonation damage is this thing here, and at 5 stacks it's only 3300. So if you increase 6% on that, that's like 60 damage for each enemy, so you get an incredible and powerful burst of 180 damage for your Climax skill. Totally worth what I'm talking about, is definitely very good. 100 more damage for your Climax skill, yay! And for Awaken 5 you get the icon, and her crit rate talent is increased to 2.79%. If I did my math right, this means that instead of 17% at max, it gets to 20% at level 100 with 5 stacks. It's very cool and all, but nothing major. It's not increasing damage, but it's farmable, so I don't know if I should complain about it, but I wish she had better awakens. If her awaken tree was for her iron multiplier of climax damage, it would be very good. She would get near 10 climax points damage, but sadly it's not. So what would happen if you get her Awaken 5? This is what happens. You use her illustration because it's a very good one. Have background unlike other launch characters. Have nice things here. And hair. So, like I said about her awakens, they are not good. So why did I do that to show it here in another account? It's because if you get Awaken 5, Awaken lists become terrible. Like what the fuck? What the fuck is this? I can't see things well. Please let me open the list. So on my main account I have her Awaken 5. Dominator got increased. But yeah, so let's talk about her Psyche now. She shares it with Misaki. Passive is nothing special, but for stats we have defense, not good, defense, not good, defense, not good, and crit rate. So this is the only thing you get for her, crit rate. The other things doesn't matter. For Team Mage we have a fight of boing things, boing boing, tomorrow aqua boing boing. And the first mage is bullying at its finest. Misaki, best girl, fight me. Now she doesn't have a Elementium, which is very sad. Very, very sad. She needs one because Mikoto main got one. So as a Mikoto, she is not farmable. She doesn't have story fragments. You can't farm her here. She doesn't have a stage, but you can buy her fragments from guild shop. You can go here, 600, not worth in my opinion, but you can buy. So what's the purpose of having her? As we look at, she is basically Mikoto main, but worse. The thing is, before Mikoto Elementium, she had a niche. She was Mikoto, but with a stronger skill 2, because Mikoto bleed before Elementium, mine was 2800. This Mikoto here can get above 3000 bleed with more easily. So she could get 3500 bleed each turn, and they were using the same skill. It was the only thing that she had that it was better than Mikoto main. But with Mikoto Elementium, she now have a better bleed. The first effect here already makes her bleed stronger, and it gets stronger every turn. So SwimSuit lost her position, and is one of it's probably the worst Mikoto you can have. But she's not that bad as a character, because her number of 3 skill point isn't the lowest you can find on a bleed loss skill. There are worse. She have a great attack stat, and she have at least one good cross skill with Miyuki. Sadly, it's have typo here. If this was real, it would be broken. Probably the best single target skill in the entire game. Like for each stack of iron sand, extra damage, it could reach 24% damage for with its stack, like crazy. And 2 turns because of bleed duration. She would be crazy good. Probably the meta on single target DD before Ouroboros. It's like having Kimono Asuna without Kimono Asuna. But that's it for her. Her other cross skill is bad. 8 Climax point skill aren't valuable anymore. Maybe you can get a use for PvP on a burst link, but for normal game you don't use this thing anymore. We have so much better characters, and there are better Climax to use. And yeah, she is in a very poor condition because she lost her niche. Everyone have better skills than her. Another thing about her is that she is very fast. It could be good and could be very bad for her, because if you are doing Void Expedition, you could put a support on her with a good skill and take use her speed to do no hit runs. But if you are using her for competitive modes, you want her to be slow, and she always be above 1000 speed. So you can only pick for 453 speed or less for her to be used on competitive Decrepit Dream, because if you pick more, she will be faster than robots, and you don't want that. Her skill 1 is a joke. She lost so much damage for a little bleed, not worth the use. So you always want to start with her skill 2, because this is a loss of damage too great for her to do. But still, besides that, she's not that bad. I would give her a 6.5 score. She's farmable, so she is basically free. Only takes the time to get her, and you get 2 souls for doing it. Here you get 2 souls for doing it. Stage 3 and stage 5. So she have her uses now of giving you 2 souls. Maybe when she gets her Elementium, it will be farmable. You know, it will be cool. You go for Void Expedition, farm her Elemental slots. You get her Elemental slots here, and you could unlock her full Elemental for free. That would be cool. Maybe they could buff her Climax skill to have even more damage, or maybe make her item sand gimmick frail enemies for her to be good as her normal version. They can do many things for her, and she would be a great improvement. Still, that is for her. She is SwimSuit Mikoto. She is beautiful, but she is not strong. Peace, people. Goodbye.